I've melted my water bottles so many times, and I just did it again. Look at that, that's worse than it was before.
That is a bit deformed.
I mean, it was like that before, but it just looks a little deeper than it used to be. Gosh, I'm too close to the freaking stove. So, since we're rolling here, I figured I would let you know kind of our update on the deer. We, I did get a picture, a photo, as you can see. This photo was taken with night mode on my phone through the spotting scope. So the photo's pretty good. That picture is a buck. It's a pretty dang good buck, at least from what I can tell. The problem is his head is behind that tree, so that's kind of annoying. We're thinking we already started a fire. We aren't that quiet right now. We're 130 yards from the deer right now. It's still insane that is happening. But I think our plan is we're going to sleep in our shoes, in our sleeping bags. Because sleeping bags can always be washed. But my mind cannot be washed from the thoughts of having that buck get away. Hopefully that makes sense. So, my gun's outside. We got the spotter outside. We got everything ready so that as soon as it hits legal shooting hours, we're going to roll out of this tent and pop them from our sleeping bag. Essentially is what the plan is. So, we're going to have boots on. We're going to have everything ready. Might just sleep on my bino harness, honestly. And we're just going to get out of here. I don't know, we got like 6-7 hours until daylight, so I don't think they're necessarily going to be right where they are. It'll be awesome if they are. I doubt it, but if they are, we'll kill them for sure pretty quick. If not, there's a few other ridges around it. There's only so many places they can go. So we're thinking we're going to see them tomorrow. But we'll see.
We woke up this morning and we snuck out to try to see if we could find that buck, and we couldn't find it. We spent most of the morning glassing, trying to sneak around, just trying to see if we could figure out if it was pretty close, but we haven't been able to find it.
Well, somehow deer slipped us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back home and grab a pack of wolves. We're going to have them kind of just take this whole valley, start pushing this direction, kind of like a deer run. Have them start coming up this valley, and we'll just be sitting right behind this tree with an AR. Just pop them all. Alright, well, we gave that a shot this morning. We don't know what happened to those bucks, but we got to head out for a few days, but we'll be back. Back in probably the same spot or somewhere near here. Again, we got quite a haul. About 10 miles back to the truck.
So we're back in the zone. We're just getting back in here, and we were thinking of setting up camp, and then all of a sudden we start looking around. A big group of elk. There's probably 20 of them.
At least.
And amongst them is a pretty solid bull with a big collection of cows.
2 spikes.
2 spikes. But of course we don't have elk tags for this unit right now, so how frustrating. Probably 700 yards out, but we're getting some good footage of them. We did hear one of them just bugle. We're hoping he does it again, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's more bucks around too.
Okay, so right now we're pretty close to where we're gonna camp for the night.
Yep.
Those elk, we were kind of skylined and they just bolted out of there. They were dust ablazing when we first we're walking through just basically through the woods right here. We saw a bunch of dust, and we just couldn't figure out. I was like, what the freak was that dust? Like, that couldn't have been from us running, or I couldn't figure out what it was. And then we realized it was because we bumped the elk the first time. And that's why we thought we heard something.
Yeah.
It's because we did. And now so anyway, we got them going pretty far. We're gonna try and go down here. This is pretty close to where we were last time. But we're gonna find some bucks. I think I'm gonna get out my rifle just in case. Last time we came down here, we bumped a bed of deer, so the goal is to shoot it if we bump one. If it's a buck, but we'll see. Okay, it's starting to get light. I'm gonna go out and glass. Trevor's he's trying to get his sight put in. He's got a new sight he's got to put in, so he's got a little bit of time before he can come out. But I'm gonna go out and find us a big buck. There's like 4 deer, and I can't tell because they keep walking, and I can't get this thing still. But the fact that there's 4 deer means there's gotta be a buck in there. I can see one is definitely a doe, but better than anything else we've been seeing. So
That's good.
they're just so far over there. I don't know. We walk in that spot. They're right below that. Do you see his little antlers? Did you know?
See the one behind them?
Oh, he's right there. Do you see his little antlers?
I can't really see them.
They're there. I don't know how much further I can go. See? See him? Do you see his antlers? Alright, we got a little spike glassed up. He's not very big, but if you look closely, you can see his antlers. He looks legal to me. Barely, but he looks legal, so I'm trying to convince Trevor to go shoot him. He's never shot a buck before, so I'm trying to convince him.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds nice, but it'd always be nicer to be bigger.
The fact that I want to pass him, or the fact that I'm passing him up, makes Trevor antsy about. We're not super convinced to shoot it, but then if you've never shot a buck before, it doesn't really matter. The meat is good, you know. He's a cool little guy. I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be so sick.
It'll match my matching set.
Your shed's he's smaller than that, dude. He's smaller than that. But he's a buck. He's got antlers. We'll let you know what Trevor decides. I think he's gonna try and go over this thing though. Alright, Trevor and I are going after this buck. I'm gonna go up a little closer and try and get a better look. There's like 5 more does that we didn't see originally, so there's deer just everywhere on this mountain, so we're gonna try and sneak over there, get a little bit better look, and hopefully Trevor can get a shot on this little spike, but we'll see. Went down and glassed up those deer, and I was watching them, but like, I left my radio up here at camp, so there's not a lot I could do, and I even told him, I was trying to, he was a ways away, but I was trying to tell him, I was like, well, at least turn on your radio, so I can go up and talk to you, right? So I came up here, flipped on my radio, and I've been trying to talk to him forever, and he's just, I guess he doesn't have his radio on, so he's on his own. I don't think it's the range of the radios at all, just because we haven't had an issue in the past, so we're really not that far. It's only like a mile or two, maybe 2 miles from camp. But I don't know. So I'm gonna go down and see if range is an issue, and I have the spotter on the deer right now, but I wasn't able to glass up that spike. I saw a bunch of does, but I know he was near the does, so knowing where the does are at was kind of helpful. But anyway, so I just brushed my teeth. I'm still feeling sick, and brushing your teeth helps a lot with your sore throat and everything, in my experience. Filled up with some water. This is my little contraption. As you can see, I got my little water dispenser. So, oh my gosh, I gotta clean my face. But anyway, so I'm gonna go back down there and hopefully I can spot those deer again. But they're working down towards the shade, which is right where Trevor's going. So there's a chance.
So my radio died. I heard Kate calling out to me. I was side hilling trying to follow the deer. I spotted 3 deer. I couldn't really tell if they were bucks or does. I only saw their butts. Kind of bumped up. Continued to sneak on after them, and I've kind of got a good view of it. It's just a doe, but she's grousing. I'm hoping something else will pop up, but I'm not wanting to move. I don't want to bump them again. They kind of ended up in some thick timber. It's really hard to sneak around in this stuff. Well, I just got back to the spot where Trevor and I split up. Like I said, I have my radio, and I've been trying to talk to him, but he must not have his radio on, or it's dead. I'm not sure where those deer are at, but I know generally where they're at, so that would help out Trevor a little bit, so he makes sure he doesn't bump those does. But the radios once again. So trying to keep glassing. See if I can pick them up. I keep feeling like I hear something like over here behind me, but it must just be the wind. I just glassed up Trevor. It's kind of hard to see him. He keeps dipping in the trees and coming back out and everything, but I saw him at least. I wish that I could talk to him on the radio because the deer went up above him a little bit. And he's like pretty much in the right spot. He just needed to go up a little bit. But his radio's turned off. I wish I could just scream across the canyon and tell him to turn it on. But I saw the deer go up in bed. I'm pretty sure they're bedded just up above him a little ways, probably just a few hundred yards, so I know he's probably going to blow them out because he doesn't know they're up there, but we'll see. I just had a doe run like 100 yards from me. You could hear it crashing down the mountain. I kind of peeked out in the sun just so I could get warm because I was kind of getting cold. And it must have been right there the whole time. I don't know. Either it saw me or something pushed it. But it ran like right in front of me, so I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. See if there's another one. It looked like a doe, but it was running pretty quick. It was hopping.
Well, it's been like 3 or 4 hours since I saw Trevor in the glass. And I still have no idea where he's at. I really was hoping that he would come down the bottom here and push that deer back towards me because I didn't get a super good look. I said it was a doe, but I'm not entirely sure what it was because it was going pretty quick. So could have been a buck. There was a lot of branches in the way and stuff. It just didn't look like one, but it could have been one. So I was hoping he'd push it back on his way back, but I don't know. It's possibly went straight up and hit the ridge line. I don't know. I honestly feel like a few times I've heard like our predator call up above me, like back towards camp, which could be Trevor trying to like get my attention, but I just don't know why he wouldn't just come down here. This is where I told him I'd be. I assumed he'd walk right back this way. I mean, it's kind of out of the way to go back up and all the way around, but I don't know. So I might pack up and see if he's at camp. I really don't think he is, because it doesn't seem very smart to go all the way around, but I don't know. I just haven't seen him in many hours, so which isn't a huge deal, but he's like low when he's out there, and his radio's dead or something. He's got his radio. His radio's got to be dead, because he would have turned it on by now, I feel like. We'll see. I'll find him.
So I went and chased those deer. I didn't end up finding any bucks, but I stalked in on a couple does. Cade kind of reached out on the radio, but my radio was dying and it wouldn't let me transmit anything. So I listened to him start to tell me something, but I'm not really too sure what he was saying. And I hiked back to camp and he's gone. Guess I'm going to take a nap. I don't really want to go hiking off looking for him just to have him look for me. So kind of going to sit out in the open in a glassing spot and see if I can maybe do a little glassing, take a nap maybe. Somewhere where he could definitely see me. But we'll see what happens. A lot of work.
Well, found Trevor.
He found me napping. I was like, I'm gonna catch up on sleep.
As you can see, our camp toppled over. Thankfully, there's no hole from the melted stove. Hopefully, it didn't wreck the stove.
So we met up. Cade found me back at camp. But we are pretty sure Cade saw a deer go bed in an area, and I'm pretty sure I didn't bump that deer. So we're trying to go make a play on that bedded deer that we're pretty confident. Cade knows is a buck, and I'm pretty sure it's the same spot. So
it's still that little, not even a fork. It's still that spike.
Yep. So,
deer. But we know that. What do we know? I don't know. If we would have had radios, I think we would have had a better shot. We have the radios charged up, so hopefully they're at least a little better. And we're gonna kind of do a deer drive here.
Yep.
Not really, but there's just this whole canyon. We've seen, I don't know, dude, 25 deer, just crazy amount of deer, and they're all bedded in these little trees. And Trevor saw a ton when he went in, so he's gonna go in same way basically where he saw him before. You didn't bump him very far, so he's just gonna kind of sneak in there, and I'm gonna go on the other side, and I'm gonna kind of try and pinch him, and hopefully we can get Trevor to see that spike. That's kind of the goal. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna be doing, other than filming and trying to push the deer towards it.
Yep. And guiding me with the radios.
Yep. Guiding with the radios. Hopefully telling him what I see. But shadows are getting long, so we're kind of on crunch time a little bit, like usual. Well, I just about can you see him right there? Just about whipped up my gun to see what he was. Turns out it was Trevor. I was like, there's definitely something walking through the leaves right there. There was. He didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I honestly didn't expect to meet this quickly, but it's good. We still got a lot of light left, so maybe we can still find something and try and put it on the ground.
I know this area a lot better now. Dude, that bedding area that I was in over there, it has water and it has tons of luscious green. Really, really good. And it's like, game trails are like wet, like muddy. I went through lots of cotton. As you can see, it likes me. It's a pretty good wind indicator, honestly. Every time you walk through it, you can tell where the wind's going. But try not to, for noise sake. My legs are cramping up, so electrolyte up.
Well, morning at glassing was a bust. It's pretty miserable out here. It's super windy, as you can tell. So that's a bummer that we literally didn't see anything. No does, nothing. Also, it's so grimy and dirty out here. Like, my hands are filthy. Everything's just so dirty because everything's this charred, you know, wood from a forest fire. Anyway, that's our update. I think we're gonna move on to a different area.
Could it get any windier? I don't think so.
Well, we got a deer. Wish there was another one. I wish she had antlers, but we just bumped her. We were just coming down this trail. She's feeding right down the trail with us, so